I believe that life is intrinsically beautiful. Life is intrinsically beautiful, but it needs some dusting, it needs some ventilation, and it needs some brewing. Look at your house. You have furniture? What do you do to keep your furniture looking good? One of the simple things that you do is remove the dust from the surface, don't you? When you made the furniture, it looks so good. But if you don't dust it every day, it won't look so good. So as you dust your furniture, you find that the shine comes back. And if you dust it every day, of course, that's the best thing to do. Similarly with your thoughts, and similarly with your perceptions. You married somebody? What was the feeling when you saw that person the first time? What was the intensity, that ardor, for the first few months? And then what happened? Dust settled on the relationship. You call it circumstances, you call it change that took place in you and in the other person, physical change, emotional change, attitudinal change, dust gathering upon dust, gathering upon dust, and somehow that wonderful shine, which was a part of the relationship, just that shine went away. Now you look at it this way. If you remove that dust, if you remove all the negative attitudinal changes that have come in you, you look at that person with the same intensity with which you looked at that person the first time, what would happen? Physically, the person may have changed, but essentially the person is the same. Attitudinally as well, the person may have changed, but essentially the person is the same. If you remove that dust of circumstances, of attitudes, and the various crusts that have developed over the relationship over a period of time, you will find that essential intensity and beauty of the relationship will shine through once again. Once again. Do it with your spouse. See the difference. He or she may be surprised for a little while. What is this change? What is the intention? What is it that this person is trying to do? But over a period of time, when your spouse realizes that this is not just a show, this is not just a temporary thing, but this is something that you intensely feel about and crave for, once again that shine and that intensity and that ardor of the love that brought you together for the first time will shine through, ladies and gentlemen. Remove that dust. The dust is mostly collected by us over a period of time because of our own attitudes. We call them circumstances, but they are mainly attitudes. The attitudes can be changed. A simple thing, the best of furniture, if you just leave it, it's going to gather dust. The best of relationships, if you do not look at the relationships with beauty and trust and hope and fun, it will also gather dust. So just wipe out that dust and see the person once again with the same intensity with which you saw him or her the first time. It's very much possible. And it is very much within grasp. You just got to go ahead and catch it once again. So this is what the furniture teaches you. Why do I say and why do I talk of being well ventilated? You see a house, if all the doors and windows are shut all the time, if you have gone to a house which is shut maybe for a week or a month, there is a peculiar, stagnant smell. The first thing that you do go into a house which is closed for a long time is you open the doors and windows, don't you? Because you feel so stuffy inside. And as you open the doors and windows, you find a breeze blows in. The house becomes well ventilated. As it becomes well ventilated, it is worth staying in. There is a sense of pleasure. There is a sense of happiness. Similar is your personality. If you have closed all your doors and windows, all entry points, you don't take in any inputs of any type, you become like that stuffy house. You allow thoughts, you allow new things, you allow changes to happen in you, then it's like a fresh breeze blowing in all the time. And you become an integral part of that happening. You become fresh, you become vibrant. Well-ventilated house and a well-ventilated thought process where new ideas, new attitudes, new learning is taking place all the time. That makes not just a home worth living in, that makes a person worth living with. And I'm sure you want to become a person worth living with, isn't it? So keep your thought processes, keep your attitudes well ventilated, and good things, good ideas, good happenings, good breezes of various types of thoughts and various other things keep coming in your life. All that you got to do is keep your brain, your thinking process well ventilated to allow it to enter. So, if you keep your furniture well dusted, you keep your doors and windows open so that your house is well ventilated. You do that with your attitudes as well. Keep your attitudes and your thinking processes well dusted. And keep again your thinking processes and your attitudes well ventilated. Now we looked at the furniture and we saw the doors and windows. Let's go to the kitchen. You want to make a cup of tea. Do you just take some water and add some tea in it and add some milk in it and then drink it? You don't do that, do you? You take the water, you put it for boiling, and you add some tea powder in it, and then again let it get brewed, and then you add milk. That brewing process, the boiling process, is absolutely necessary to make a good cup of tea. Similarly, if you get a thought, if you get an idea, you have decided to keep yourself well ventilated, number of ideas will come into you. But you got to know whether those ideas have been well brewed, and if they have been well brewed, they are worth consumption. See, when you're sitting, somebody offers you a cup of tea which is well brewed, then you can drink it. If it is not well brewed, well, you will tell, no, please go ahead and heat it up, please, once again. So if an idea, you decided to keep yourself ventilated, if an idea is not well brewed, it may come from the greatest source. If it is not well brewed, it must be brewed once again. Similarly, as you do not drink that cold tea, that brewing can take place even within you. You get a brilliant idea, and you just want to voice it and go ahead and speak about it to the whole world. You force people to listen to you. That idea is not well brewed. Brewing, when we talk of brewing, the water, the tea powder, it is to be boiled, and then it is to be sieved. When something is boiled, it is undergoing agitation. It is undergoing a process of change. Any idea that you get, is it going through the distillate of experience? Anybody who is giving you an idea, has he actually experienced it in his or her real life? Then it is distilled. And after experiencing it, is it being talked to you? People may speak a lot of words, but has it gone through the brewing process of experiential learning, actually experience, and then brewed and given to you? When you get a brilliant idea, has it undergone that experience? Do you actually put it in practice? And after putting it in practice, you find that it works. The whole process of brewing, you yourself experience it. You refine it. That refining process is the process of distilling that idea. Has it passed through that process? The idea that you are accepting when you have decided to keep yourself well ventilated, has it also gone through the experiential process of being brewed? The agitation, the discomfort, and the final change that idea or that attitude brought about in that person, is it that which is being expressed to you? Then that is a brew that is worthy of consumption. So, on the one hand, we decide to keep our furniture free of dust. We decide to keep our house well ventilated, and we decide to make a wonderful, well-brewed cup of tea. Similarly, we decide to keep our attitudes well dusted, look at everything that is positive, which brought you together for the first time, everything that you have, look at it in that fashion and remove the dust. Keep your ideas, keep your attitudes ready for change at any time. But why keep? That means you keep your house, as you keep your house well ventilated, you keep your brain processes, your thought processes well ventilated. But while you do that, you also remember that even if it is well ventilated, that which you consume, that you allow to go inside you, it should be well brewed. And if it is well brewed, that means there is an experience which that person or that entity who has given it to you has actually passed through it. Or when you give it to somebody else, you yourself have a well brewed idea, not a fancy idea, not a fancy that you express to people, but it is brewed through the distillate of experience. A simple thing like the furniture in your house, a simple thing like the doors and windows that you have, and a simple thing like the tea that you make. How much of that makes a difference in your life? I hope and I pray that you learn from these wonderful things that are happening around you, that are teaching you all the time. And as you do that, you evolve into the person that you basically are. Life, therefore, is intrinsically beautiful. It's just that you got to remove the cobwebs. You have to do a little bit of dusting. You have to do a little bit of ventilation. You do a little bit of brewing. That intrinsic beauty of life will shine through once again. I hope you enjoy a shining, beautiful, vibrant life. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.